Good morning, groovy citizens, and happy, satisfying Saturday to each and every one of you. Listen, I know it's still early, but I hope your day is going great.
Phone book update failed.
Thank you. I don't know about you all, but when I wake up in the morning, every day I say, Lord, today is going to be a great day no matter what. So no matter what happens today, good, bad, or indifferent, it is going to be a great day. And right now it is 51 degrees. The sun was out a little while ago, but it's nice outside. Now, you might want to put on a little thin jacket if you're in the DMV area, but otherwise it is very nice outside. So go out there, you all. Have a great day. Get everything done that you need to get done. And let me tell you a little secret. Got the nails done yesterday because I know the nail salons are going to be packed with people today because y'all know folk got to get ready for Easter tomorrow, okay? But anywho, so before I jump into today's topic, I just want to remind you all, because I know I haven't mentioned this in a while, but please make sure, if you haven't already done so, make sure you get your 21-day gratitude journal. And this is what it looks like. It's a nice little workbook. So there's my name. It has my cute little picture on the back. But make sure you get your 21-day gratitude journal. I promise you will truly be blessed by having this. And so I want to thank you all in advance for getting your copy, and thank you to those of you that have already gotten your copy. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. And if you know somebody that could benefit from it, well, heck, tell them about it so they can go get their copy as well. Now let's jump into today's topic. And then after I'm done with this video, y'all, I need to go on in here and get today's podcast recorded, and I already have my Christmas video or Christmas movie that I'm going to watch anyway for the morning queued up and ready to go. So I'm going to finish this up, like I said, record the podcast, watch my Christmas movie, because you all, maybe next week I'll tell you about my new adventure. Well, it's not really a new adventure. I'm just taking this adventure to the next level. Okay, and I have a surprise for y'all on Monday too, but I'm taking things to the next level, so I'm excited about that. Now, today's topic, I'm going to be sharing with you all 7 habits to become a highly virtuous Stoic. Now, I know some of y'all thinking, but Michelle, I am not a Stoic. Well, you know what? I love these things, and regardless of what you call yourself, I think these are things that we all should be doing anyway. So, number 1. Be ready for the unexpected. So Markus Aurelius once wisely said, when you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly. This is why you must approach each day with a different mindset. This will allow you to anticipate the imperfections and challenges. It's understood that people driven by their nature can exhibit less than ideal behavior. You guys, when I read this, I was not expecting it when I saw be ready for the unexpected. But if you think about it, it's really true. We wake up and we are in the best of moods. But the reality is that everybody that we come across, they're not going to be in a good mood like we are. When you get up in the morning and you go out, somebody that you encounter had a bad breakup the night before. Somebody got a bad report the day before. Come on, somebody. Somebody has lost their job. Somebody's business has gone under. And a whole plethora of things could happen. And so everybody is not going to be in the same mood that you are. So you have to program your mind to say, okay, you know what? I'm going to go out here. And even though I'm in a great mood, things may not be perfect in my world, but I'm in a great mood nonetheless. I'm going to encounter at least one person today who is not in such a great mood. They're mean, they're nasty, they're arrogant, and the list can go on and on and on. But you've got to be prepared for them. See, and when you prepare for them in advance, it doesn't catch you by surprise when you encounter that person or those individuals. That's what I have to tell myself. Prepare for these kind of people, Michelle, and then when it comes, it wasn't a surprise because you prepared for them anyhow. I like that. Number 2, and as always, everything that I share will be in the description box. Number 2, stop worrying about things you can't control. One of the things, if you've been hanging with me for a while, you know that I talk about this quite often. We have got to stop worrying about things that we have no control over. Epictetus once said, of things, some are in our power and others are not. And that is so true. Too often, we worry about things that are beyond our control, such as the weather, politics, and the opinions of others. And the opinions of others is high on my list. We worry too much about what other people think about us, what other people say about us. Honey, none of that is any of our business. You know why? Because you have no control over it. You can't control it, and you certainly can't stop it. So why worry about it? These things consume precious time and mental energy. So why waste time and energy on the uncontrollable things in life? I mean, really, why waste time if you can't do anything to control it anyway? I have come to a point that I am not going to worry about things that are outside of my control. If I can't do anything about it, then you know what? So be it. I may not be able to do anything about that particular issue, but guess what? I know who to take it to. I can go to God in prayer and say, Lord, all right, you know, I'm dealing with ABCXYZ. So I need you to fix this. Fix it, Jesus. Fix it as only you can. Show up and show out. And I'll be quick to give your name all the praise, all the glory, and all the honor. Because I know that I can't do anything about it, but I know that he can. Number 3, keep calm in chaos. Markus Aurelius beautifully said, to be like the rock that waves keep crashing over it. The waves keep crashing over, it stands unmoved, and the raging of the sea falls still around it. Chaos often feels like an adversary catching them off guard. Allowing panic to take over achieves nothing in the face of adversity. Instead, it's important to choose to remain at ease. Y'all, and as I was reading that, my mind could actually visualize a rock with the waves that's crashing up against it. That rock is unmoving. It's not going anywhere. It stays rooted. It stays planted. It stays grounded. It stays strong. And because like the end of that says, allowing panic to take over achieves nothing in the face of adversary. Instead, it's important to choose to remain at ease. That rock remains at ease, and you can too, because life happens to all of us, good, bad, or indifferent. But you've got to choose to remain at ease. And that's why I said, if you know, or I should say, when you remember who is in control, you don't have to allow yourself to get all worked up and I bent out of shape. Why? Because you know God's going to handle it. That's why I don't worry about what somebody says or what somebody does. Yeah, it may be hurtful, but at the end of the day, I simply say, Lord, I'm asking that you deal with it, Lord. Fix it, Jesus, because you can take care of that person far better than I can. And I leave it in God's hands, and I walk on and go about my business. So that's all I'm asking you to do as well. Number 4, be happy with what you have. Seneca once said, it is not the man who has too little who is poor. Now listen, y'all, but the one who anchors after more. Let's say that again. It is not the man who has too little who is poor, but the one who anchors after more. So oftentimes we spend so much time wanting more and more and more and more without being happy and thankful for what we already have. I actually talked about that not too long ago. And I mentioned how we've got to learn to be a little bit more grateful for what we already have. Too often we sit around because we see somebody that has this nice car or this nice home or these nice clothes or these nice shoes or whatever the case may be, and you sit around and you go, Lord, I wish I had all those nice things. You know, so-and-so has this, they have that, they have the other. Instead of being thankful for what you do have. That's why every day when I have my, you know, as the song says, have a little talk with Jesus. When I have my little talk with Jesus, i.e. my prayer meditation time, I always say, Lord, before I ask you for anything today, I want to say thank you. Thank you for what I already have, oh God. Thank you for what you've given me. Lord, thank you for what you've taken away. Lord, thank you for what you didn't allow to come upon me. And there's more to that, but I don't want to go into that right now. But you get what I'm talking about. I am always thankful for everything that I have. And I always say to God, after I ask him for something, I always say, Lord, if it is your will, let it be. But if it's not, then so be it. But I also make sure I say, Lord, now if you don't give me anything else, I am thankful for what I already have. Because I want God to know. See, he knows it in my heart, but he still wants us to say it. And I want him to know that I am truly thankful for what I have. Some may think it's a little, some may think it's not. Doesn't matter to me. I'm still thankful for what I've got. All right now, I like that. Number 5. Accept everything that happens. Now, I didn't say like it, but I said accept it. So this means embracing everything that happens. Epictetus once said, seek not that the things which happen should happen as you wish, but wish the things which happen to be as they are, and you will be a tranquil flow of life. You will have a tranquil flow of life. So for most people, every minor hiccup transforms into a crisis. Every little thing that happens becomes a crisis. And you all know people like that. Some of you may be those people. So which causes a sense of self-pity. Stoics have come to understand that there is no conceivable way for things to be different than they are in this very moment. So why expend energy on frustration? So again, you are accepting things as they are. Again, I didn't say like it. I didn't say stay there. I said, but you have to, in that moment, accept things the way they are. So whatever's going on in your life, this is what I want you to do. Whatever, big, small, or in between, I want you to say, okay, Lord, this is where I am in my life. And then you start to prepare for how you're going to fix it. So if you're in a situation where maybe you messed up in a relationship and that person has said, look, I'm done, I'm moving on. First of all, we should not be trying to beg people to stay with us. We should not be trying to make people stay with us. Having said that, if somebody wants to leave your life, baby, let them go. Let them go. Because there are too many other people that will want to be in your life. But I digress. So if they choose to leave, again, let them go. But I was saying something, y'all, before I got... Oh, we're talking about expending energy and getting frustrated over things that you can't change anyway. Goes to what I said a few points ago. Don't get frustrated. Don't get worked up. Accept whatever that thing is or those things are the way they are, and then you ask God to fix it. But in that moment, you need to be okay with whatever it is. So when I say be okay, what I'm saying is in the moment, if you go to do your banking and you only have $5 in there, be okay with what it is, because there's no need in getting frustrated, because guess what? Getting frustrated is not going to put more money into your account. What you need to do is sit back and figure out, okay, what can I do different to make sure I have more money in my account? What can I do different to have a continuous flow of money coming in? What can I do different, to create other streams of income? You understand what I'm saying? So you're accepting what it is for what you have at the moment, but you're working on how to make it better. If that relationship didn't work out and maybe it was because of you, accept that. Like I said, don't ever try to make somebody stay with you that doesn't want to be there. If somebody wants to leave your life, baby, let them go. Let them go. But if you know that you are the reason why they don't want to be bothered with you, what I need you to do is start working on you. figuring out how you can fix you. Look at what you did to contribute to that relationship not working out and start working on how to fix it. But in the meantime, you need to accept it and then move on. Because again, getting frustrated is not going to bring that person back. Getting frustrated is not going to fix that relationship. Number 6, talk less, listen more. Markus Aurelius once said, practice really hearing what people say. Do your best to get inside their minds. Let me say that one more time. Practice really hearing what people say. Do your best to get inside their minds. So most people talk over others as they eagerly await the next pause to speak or simply dominate the discussion, leaving the person you're talking to completely unheard. Now, I don't know about you, but what I've come to understand is that when people are talking, I like to listen. Because if you allow a person to talk long enough, they're going to tell you everything you need to know. And a lot of times they don't even realize it. But if I am truly trying to help you, or I'm truly trying to understand you, it's going to require me to listen. I cannot talk while you're talking, because when I do that, then I'm truly not listening. And so here's the thing. You have some people that listen to folks talk, but they listen with the anxiety of responding. So again, if you ever talk to me, depending on what we're talking about, especially with my coaching clients, I'm always taking notes, and nobody sees those notes but me, but I'm always taking notes, and I underline things or put an asterisk next to things that I want to come back after you've explained yourself, and that I can come back and say, okay, now if I understand correctly, you said A, B, C, X, Y, Z. Now, as we were talking, you said whatever that thing is you said. And I just want to get some clarity on what exactly that means. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm truly listening to you because I want to understand your point of view. I want you to understand that I care. I want you to know that you are truly being heard. And the problem that a lot of people face in life is that they don't feel like they are truly being heard. Well, if you ever talk to me, please know that you are always being heard, because I am listening. I know how to turn my focus on and off at times, but when I'm talking to you, trust me, I am truly listening. So you never, ever, ever have to wonder, did Michelle really hear what I said? Because I truly do. I truly, truly do. And number 7, last but not least, do not fear death. And I think I shared this a couple of days ago. So Seneca's words remind us, what is the harm in returning to the point whence you came? Let me say that one more time. What is the harm in returning to the point whence you came? He will live poorly who does not know how to die well. Oh, I'm sorry. That's all a part of the quote. What is the harm in returning to the point whence you came? He will live poorly who does not know how to die well. That is the whole quote. So this fear of death looms large for the average person. It's a topic shrouded in discomfort, often avoided in conversations and relegated to the recesses of one's thoughts. You see, death is an inherent part of life. And I talked about that, I want to say it was yesterday. If it wasn't yesterday, it was Wednesday. But I didn't go into this much detail. But the reality is that while death is not something that we want to just run around jumping up and down, waving our hands, getting excited about, it is a part of life. And for those of you who are still blessed, like I am, to have your parents here with you, and they're both, in their early 80s, the reality is that, they're not getting any younger. We're not getting any younger. And so that is something that we truly, now like I said, we don't walk around talking about it, but it's something that you have to keep in the back of your mind that, hey, you know, the people that I get to love on, and this is another reason, before I finish that thought, this is another reason why I tell people all the time, love on the people that are in your lives right now, because one day the time is going to come where you're not going to be able to show them love. You're not going to be able to tell them that you love them. My other half, his mom passed away in September. Who knew that when I saw her early August, that was going to be the last time that I would see her alive? I had no idea. But I'm thankful that I was able to love on her while she was still here. I'm thankful that I was able to gain some insight and some wisdom from her while she was here, because now that she's gone, I can't do that. And the worst thing that you could ever want to do is sit back and go, dang, you know what? I wish I had taken the time to really get to know this person, or I wish I had spent more time with this person. And that wish list can go on and on and on. So just keep that in mind when we push people off or push them to the side and we think, okay, we have plenty of time. You know, we do. And here's the other thing. For those of you that are in your late teens, early 20s, you might be telling yourself, because guess what? I was there one time too, and we told ourselves, oh, we got plenty of time, honey. We don't have to worry about that. We have plenty of time. But the reality is that you have a lot of individuals who did not make it to see 20 or even 21. And that's a sad reality, but that is just the world in which we live. And you have people that are not living to see 30, and they're not living to see 40, and they're not living to see 50. So what I need you all to do is to make sure that you don't fear death, but you accept it for what it is. Accept that when you come into this world, you know that at some point you're going to go away from here. Accept that God has need, as I like to say, of his people. And I believe that when we leave this earth, it's because God has said, all right, that's enough. You've had enough time here on this earth. I am now calling you home. Accept the fact that we are going to have loved ones, if not ourselves, who may go through some medical issues, and people are really suffering. And sometimes we can get selfish and say, you know, I want this person to be around for many more years to come. But that person is saying they're tired. They're tired of suffering. They're tired of not having. They're tired of going through whatever it is that they're going through, and they're just ready to go on home. We can't get mad when they say, no, we don't like it, but we can't get mad and say, don't say that, because you really don't know how that person feels. So all I'm saying as I wrap this up is that as you go through life, don't fear death. Embrace it. Embrace it, because I do believe that, as the Bible says, when God is ready to call us home, he's simply saying, well done, my good and faithful servant. Well done. Meaning that you've lived a good life. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. And now it's time to go on home and do something else. But that's another reason why, I'm going to say this too, and I'm going to leave you be. That's another reason why I try to encourage people to live life to the fullest. It pains me sometimes when I see people or I hear people say, Michelle, you know what? You have a great life. And I'll say, why do you say that? You know, and they'll say, well, because you've been on a ton of cruises, which I have. I've been on six or seven cruises. I've traveled to a lot of places. I've been able to do many things, but that's because I take the time to do them. Because what I do not want for myself or for you all is to get to the end of life and then sit back and say, wow, you know what? I never got a chance to do ABCXYZ. I wish I had done this, that, or the other. I don't want to be like the man that Les Brown speaks about when he says that this man is laying on his deathbed and surrounded the bed. And I'm going to keep telling that story. So if you're tired of hearing it, oh well. But surrounding his bed are all the things that he wanted to do. All the dreams, the ideas, the goals that he never did anything about. And they're standing around his bed with large, angry eyes saying, we were given to you because only you could do something with us. Only you could make this happen. And yet you did nothing. And so now we've got to die with you. That's a powerful speech. If you ever come across that on YouTube, make sure you listen to that. That is so powerful. It gives me chills when I think about it, because because I can, in my mind's eye, I can picture this dying individual. He said man, but it could be a woman. And you're laying there and everything you wanted to do in life is standing before you saying, hey, we came to you. We were given to you because only you could do something with us, and you chose not to. And so now we've got to die with you. That's a sad thing. I don't know about you all, but that is just a sad thing. And I don't want that for me, and I certainly don't want it for you. So I want you all to, again, not to fear death, embrace it for what it is, and enjoy the rest of your life. Like I said, you don't have to live it in fear. Just know that eventually one of these days we're all going to go away from here. Everyone under the sound of my voice, including myself. But I'm not sitting here worrying about it. I don't live in fear. There was a time I did. I can be honest with that and say there was a time that I did, but not anymore. I embrace it for what it is. Now, having said that, you guys, I'm going to let you be, because like I said, I have a podcast to go and record. So I can get that out there. But I was getting ready to say something else. I lost my train of thought. Anyway, having said all of that, hopefully something I said resonates with you and causes you to look at life a little bit differently, causes you to decide that you're going to live your life better, much better than what you've been living it, okay? Because I'm going to be honest with you, it doesn't matter how good you live your life, we can all stand to live our lives a little bit better, okay? So go out there, enjoy the rest of this day. I don't know where you live, but here in the DMV area, like I said, it's a beautiful day. So get outside, enjoy. If you want to put down some mulch, today is a great day to do that. I don't know about you all, but after I get done with the things I need to do, I've got to go back, and I have a Christmas movie, like I said, I'm going to watch, but I have some notes that I need to take on a project that, like I said, it's not a new project, but I'm moving in a different phase in my life where I want to go from making this project a hobby into a business. And so I cannot wait to share that with you all. And I will do that probably on next Wednesday. Well, no. Nope, not next Wednesday. When I do my next Catch Up With Me video. So that would be Monday. Okay? Monday, I promise you, I'm going to let you know what that is. Until then, if you're new to watching my videos, I want to say welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. If this is your first rodeo, I want to say welcome back. Y'all know I miss you when I don't get a chance to see you. Go out there, enjoy the rest of your day, enjoy the rest of this weekend, and I want you to have a wonderful, happy Thanksgiving. Whatever it is you decide to do or don't do, be safe, have fun, but be safe. I love you all to the moon and back. You know the drill, you know the spiel. What was I going to say, y'all? Because my mind is focused on what I need to do when I finish this up. You know the drill, you know the spiel. I love you to the moon and back, and there's nothing, absolutely nothing that you can do about it. Y'all, let me stay focused, because I love you all. I want nothing but the best for you. And guess what? As I always say, the best is yet to come. Don't you dare give up. I know some of you are thinking, but Michelle, you don't know what I'm going through. You don't know what I've had to deal with. You don't know what's coming down the road. You're right. I don't know any of those things. But I do know that the best is yet to come. God sees your hard work. He sees that you've been trying your best and doing all that you can. The best is yet to come. I love you all so very much. Take care, and we'll talk again on Monday.